Traveling through the world of Hokage, Xiao Yun only wanted to be a beautiful man in peace. By chance, he met Gang Shou and unexpectedly became pregnant with Xiao Yun's child. Gangshou. Xiao Sang, for me and our children, you need to constantly become stronger in order to protect us in this chaotic world. Xiao Yun. Isn't this difficult to handle? I'm just an ordinary person. I seem to have a natural talent for practicing ninjutsu main characters. Xiao Yun, Gangshou keywords of the novel. Huoying. Gangshou is pregnant, I can only become stronger. No pop-ups, Hokage. Tsunade is pregnant, I can only become stronger. Download the complete set of TXT, Huoying. Gangshou is pregnant, I can only become stronger. Latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Gangshou pregnant. You are listening at novelfull.audio. My wife is pregnant, my child's father is not me, I use a knife to angrily chop off my adulterer, I have never been pushed down the river before, I have traveled through the world of Hokage, met Tsunade, and had a one-night stand. Don't ask why I was able to push down Gangshou, in fact, she drank too much and pushed me down. Because I look too much like her lost first love, Kato Ing. No, it seems to be Kato Duan or something, and I can't remember the specific name either. Anyway, it's from the Kato family. My village medical room, Lord Gumgute, you are pregnant. A medical female ninja wearing a wooden leaf protector held a test report with trembling hands and looked at the stunning beauty in front of her with an incredulous expression. Xiao Yun. Look at what you've done. I'm going to kill you. A earth-shattering sound echoed inside the house, and the roof was about to be lifted. My village living area. A handsome man lay on the bed, his saliva dripping from the corner of his mouth soaking through the pillow. His expression varied from arrogant to lewd, with his mouth raised high and talking incessantly. It looks like it's just a dream. Ba Jie Yalu, Yuji Boban, kneel down and shout, Dad, hee. Between the 1,000-handed pillars, if you pull a yarn, I'll ride your granddaughter. Come on, Gangshou, get down, let's perform a performance for your grandfather. Huey, what are you staring at? One day, you will be his mother child. Dong. Just as Xiao Yun was having a beautiful dream, the door was kicked open, causing him to jump out of bed with a sudden fright. The newcomer is just Gangshou, who has had a romantic relationship with him. It's so late, you're not getting up yet. You're sleeping, you're numb. Gangshou ran towards Xiao Yun with a ferocious expression, causing Xiao Yun to feel dizzy and his head to swell. Gangshou, if you have something to say, please don't take any action. Xiao Yun was panicked. I remember the moment when she woke up in the morning after finishing with Gangshou last time. Xiao Yun originally wanted to say some love words and then add an hour. However, Gangshou, who knew what had happened, also had the same expression now. She almost killed her. It's all you're doing. I'm pregnant. I'm going to kill you. Gangshou lifted Xiao Yun up like catching a chick, looking at him with cracked eyes, wishing to devour him alive. Boom. Xiao Yun's eyes widened wide. Is Gangshou pregnant? Or mine? Is your marksmanship so precise? Hit the target at once. I shouldn't have been with my former wife for so long without getting her pregnant, and I have to rely on someone else's help. How could it be just one time with Gangshou, and just let Gangshou have it? When did my marksmanship become so precise? Did you awaken the golden finger in this area after crossing over? Gangshou, this is not a joke. We're just going to do it once. Think about it again. Who else have you been with during this time? I'm happy to be a dad. Ba Jie Yalu. Who do you think I am? Before Xiao Yun could finish speaking, Gang Shou let out a thunderous roar and fiercely smashed Xiao Yun onto the bed. Bang! The wooden bed was suddenly smashed in two pieces, and Xiao Yun almost fainted in pain. A mouthful of old blood sprayed directly onto the ceiling. Remember, from today on, you are not allowed to say this to the public. If you dare to reveal a word, I will kill you. Also, starting from today, you will spend 8 hours a day practicing ninjutsu, 8 hours practicing physique, and 8 hours practicing illusion for me. After 1 year, I will graduate from Nishinobu, 2 years later I will graduate from Nakano, 3 years later I will become Yujinabu, 4 years later I will become an elite Yujinabu, and 5 years later I will become Hokage. Pup Xiao Yun sprayed another mouthful of old blood onto the ceiling. What do you think I am? Livestock. Spend 24 hours a day practicing. Genius. This cultivation plan is probably because Banyu would cry when he sees it, Shueimen would cry when he sees it, and Yuji Boitachi would have to run away overnight with a bucket. Ah, be fooled, Gang Shou. Can we still discuss this matter? After all, you forced me to do it that night. If it doesn't work, you can get rid of the child. Your plan is really... Bang Gang Shou punched Xiao Yun again and shouted, let's talk nonsense. I don't want my child to have a useless father, just do what I say. Pup Xiao Yun felt that the blood was not enough to vomit, and he looked at the woman in front of him with a gloomy expression. All the fantasies he had about her when watching Naruto in the past had turned into nothing. If it were possible to go back that night, I would just chop myself with a knife and not leave her. However, speaking of which, I have a queen, Xiao Yun. Dad Mum our Xiao family has a queen, but unfortunately we can't take it home to show you. Follow me. Gang Shou picked up Xiao Yun and jumped out of the window. After a few jumps, he arrived at a large wasteland behind my village. Ouch. Gang Shou, can't you slow down? Xiao Yun vomited for a moment, jumping up and down so hard that he couldn't spit out everything he had eaten last night. From now on, you train me well. If I find you lazy, Drink. After speaking, Gang Shou punched fiercely towards the ground, with a loud bang, dust and sand flew around in an instant. After the dust settled, a huge pit appeared in front of Xiao Yun. Now let's start training Chakra's perception ability. Sit cross-legged for me, don't move. Move it, I'll burst your eyes. Carefully perceive the free chakra in the air. If you don't feel the chakra tomorrow at this time, I'll castrate you. With a roar from Gang Shou, Xiao Yun was startled and immediately sat cross-legged. Grandmas. I am already a child's father, is it so difficult to give me a soft meal to eat? Report to Lord Gang Shou, I need to pee. Hold it, if you can't hold it, just pee on your body. Report to Lord Gang Shou, there is a mosquito sucking my blood, and I want to scratch it. Let it suck, don't move until it's dry. Report to Lord Gumgata, I. Shut up, Knight, Master Tsunade, do you really plan to give birth to the child? The speaker is mute, the personal guard of Gang Shou. Gang Shou took a deep breath, his stunning face full of sadness, his eyes complex as he looked up at the bright moon hanging in the sky and murmured to himself, Duan, I'm sorry. I'm pregnant with someone else's child, after all, that person looks too much like you. Mute, can you understand if you say Duan? After speaking, Gumgata gently touched his little belly. I think you can understand. Master Gang Shou, do you plan to be with Xiao Yun after your child is born? Mute looked at Gang Shou in confusion. I. Gang Shou hesitated to speak, with a hint of crimson on his face. After a while, he spoke up, I think he will, after all, he is the father of the child. I just hope he can understand me and become stronger quickly. In this chaotic world, having no strength means dying at any time. I really don't want my child to grow up in an environment without father's care. Chapter 2. Chakra Evolutionary System. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The night in my village appears particularly peaceful, with silver moonlight covering the entire land. Xiao Yun still sat there like a fool, not daring to even open his eyes, because he knew that every action he made that had nothing to do with perceiving chakra would be greeted by a small punch from Gang Shou. He can no longer bear the beating of Gang Shou because his blood is not enough to vomit. The pregnancy of this Nima's daughter is always obedient to her husband, fearing that he will not want her. This guy is not good, and if he gets pregnant, he will hammer himself to death as a great hero. Besides Ba Jiao's ruthlessness, I really can't find an adjective to describe Gangshou. I regret it. I knew I shouldn't have indulged in momentary pleasure. Chakra, Chakra, have pity on me. Let me feel where you are. Otherwise, starting from tomorrow, I will have multiple titles. Xiao Gong. Alas, he really doesn't have the talent for cultivation. Gang Hand, who had been observing Xiao Yun from a distance, sighed and his stunning face showed a strong expression of disappointment. Master Gangshou, if that's not possible, you can let him learn the 8 gates of Dunjia with Kai. The silent one beside pondered for a moment and said. Gang Shou remained silent and stared at Xiao Yun without saying a word. After a long time, he finally sighed and said helplessly, it seems like this is the only way. Master Tsunade, the wind is strong at night, let's go back. Before the silent words could be spoken, there was suddenly a burst of lightning and thunder in the sky. A strong wind suddenly rose in the calm forest, causing the hand of the ruler to sway up and down. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Xiao Yun quickly moved his eyes, and as soon as he opened his eyes, he saw such a magnificent scene. It's truly vast and terrifying. Although Xiao Yun has already recognized the true face of Mount Lu, every time he sees it, he still has a different life experience. He can't help but feel excited and marvel at the magic of the Creator. Ding Host awakens Chakra Evolutionary System. Do you want to turn on the system? System. Xiao Yun's tearful eyes took a long time to realize. The system, you have finally arrived. I thought the Dog Days Traverse Association had embezzled my golden finger. Open. The Chakra Evolutionary System is currently open, with 100%, 99%, 98%. 1%, and the Chakra Evolutionary System is fully opened. Congratulations to the host for gaining the ability to communicate with beginner chakras. Junior Chakra Communication Skills. What the hell? Just as Xiao Yun was in a daze, he suddenly felt many colorful spots in the air. Suddenly, a childlike and crisp voice echoed in Xiao Yun's mind, hello, I am Chakra from Water Attribute. A group of blue light dots surrounded Xiao Yun, jumping up and down like a group of little elves. Master, I am Chakra with Fire Attribute. A group of fiery red dots also said. Master, I am Wood Attribute Chakra. Master, I am Chakra from the Earth Attribute. Master, I am Ray Attribute Chakra. Master, I am Wind Attribute Chakra. Master, I am a Metallic Chakra. Sleeping Trough, damn it. It's really a departure from the original genealogy. 1 year away from one genealogy, the wildfire cannot burn out, one genealogy after another. Chakra spoke up. After a long time, Xiao Yun, who was in a dazed state, finally reacted and said to the group of little light spots, Chakras, aha yo. By the way, what role do you have? Xiao Yun looked at the spot of light in front of him in confusion. Master, absorbing water attribute chakras can obtain water attribute talents, and practicing water-based ninjutsu can take thousands of miles in a day. Master, absorbing the fire attribute chakra can obtain the fire attribute talent, and practicing fire-based ninjutsu can achieve twice the result with half the effort. Then I'll absorb it all. Xiao Yun's mouth curved upwards, creating a strange curve. Children only do multiple choice questions, adults naturally choose A B C D E together. Host, your awakened chakra evolutionary system is currently at a beginner level and can only choose one of them. The sound of the system echoed in Xiao Yun's mind. Can only choose one option. System, you're really a spicy chicken. Xiao Yun frowned slightly and couldn't help but mutter. I, Xiao Yu, third uncle, Xiao Sang. The sound of cursing came from the street, and it was the system speaking. Lying trough. Will the system curse people? Choose a speed, what is the ink mark? The sound of impatience from the system came. What should we choose, gold, wood, water, fire, and earth? Xiao Yun was conflicted for a moment, with every appearance that seemed easy to hang. You should choose your horse quickly. I've never seen you so motherly before. The system urges again. Can you hurry up and get reincarnated? It's related to my future path of cultivation, and I have to think twice before taking action. Xiao Yun said angrily. It's all gone, wind, thunder, gold, wood, water, fire, earth. This host is too ink-stained, change someone. The system says. I choose to absorb wood attribute chakra. Xiao Yun suddenly remembered something, a glimmer of brilliance in his eyes, and the corners of his mouth were extremely raised, with a more exaggerated curve than before. Xiaomu, go inside his body. Xiaolei, Xiaofeng, Xiaohua, Xiaoshui, Xiaojin, Xiaotu, let's withdraw. Wu, the four types of chakras, namely gold, water, fire, and earth, simultaneously emitted a sobbing sound, which seemed very sad. Only blue dots of light surrounded Xiao Yun, jumping up and down with a joyful expression. In an instant, only one of the 5 colors of light remained blue, slowly penetrating Xiao Yun's body. Hiss, Gangshou and Mute took a few breaths of coolness. Oh my God, are our eyes blurred? This is a wooden chakra, too pure. Especially Gangshou, with a pair of beautiful eyes shining brightly, his excited expression was filled with such a peerless and stunning appearance. This pure wooden attribute of chakra has only been seen in his grandfather before. Although the quantity is small, it is self-evident what a wooden attribute chakra means to a wooden leaf. Lord Gangshou, this is unbelievable. Xiao Sang actually has a wooden attribute. Quiet and excited, she said. To be honest, since the death of the first Hokage, although many geniuses have emerged, Kiba has gradually declined. If another wooden ninja appears, it would be great news for Kiba. God bless the leaves of wood, God bless the leaves of wood. Tsunade's eyes gradually moistened. Although Kiba has been known as the leader of the 5 ninja powers in recent years, his strength has been in a declining state. The other 4 villages waited for the opportunity to seize Kiba's interests multiple times. Especially in Liaying village and Taiying village, they have secretly conspired multiple times to destroy Kiba. 3 generations of Hokage have always chosen to endure the development of the village. He's waiting. Wait for my village to discover more talented ninjas like Xiao Yun, and wait for these ninjas to have enough ability to take on their own. Jiao Mao, slowly absorb the wood attribute chakra. After absorbing it, focus on the wood-type ninjutsu in the future. Don't disturb me if you have nothing to do. The sound of the system entered Xiao Yun's mind. You're just picking up hair, your whole family is picking up hair. Xiao Yun immediately retorted. It's really unlucky to step on a horse. Labor and capital have been sleeping for millions of years, but when they wake up, they are bound by you with your hair in your mouth. Go to hell, I'll be able to unbind you if I die. The system refused to be outdone and counterattacked. Xiao Yun. Chapter 3. Huoying Gang Shou. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After the green light slowly penetrated into Xiao Yun's body, he felt every cell in his body as if it had been reborn, with an indescribable sense of comfort. This comfortable feeling felt like 101 encounters with Gangshou. Moreover, the strength in his body seemed to be completely stimulated. Xiao Yun felt like a female tiger in front of him now, and he could easily press it down and rub it against the ground. However, at this moment, Xiao Yun did not intend to open his eyes. Although his whole body was comfortable, he showed an expression of unbearable pain on his face. He tried hard to turn his face red, rolled his eyes upwards, and even spat a little foam at the corner of his mouth. His body occasionally shook twice. It seems that Gangshou is about to become a widow again. At this moment, Xiao Yun has a plan in her heart. A plan to retaliate against Gangshou. I gave her a baby, fulfilling her dream of becoming a mother. She didn't say she would spend a few more nights with herself, just repay herself well, and even set up a cultivation plan for herself that even Banyu would cry after hearing it. She had to hold on to urine and endure mosquito bites. A little dissatisfaction is just a small punch, isn't that right? Is that a small punch? That's a 1,000-pound hammer. Is this what the child's mother did? Xiao Yun, what's wrong with you? Gangshou rushed to Xiao Yun with a single arrow step, his face turning pale. Lord Gangshou, Xiao Yun may have absorbed too much chakra, and his body cannot withstand such a large amount of energy. Silence quickly said. Bang! At this moment, the sky suddenly flashed with lightning and thunder. God help me too. Xiao Yun felt a burst of great joy in his heart and sat up straight, looking at Gang Shou with a wooden expression on his face. Xiao Yun, are you okay? Gangshou helped Xiao Yun with a hand. Gangshou, my granddaughter. Xiao Yun deliberately lowered his throat, and his voice sounded unusually hoarse. Xiao Yun, what's wrong with you? Gangshou Rao is a heroine among women, and at this moment, she was also startled. Ghosts. The silent voice on the side was so frightened that it threw the little pig in its arms fiercely and threw it directly off the cliff. Don't be afraid, I am Qianshu, your grandfather. My soul has crossed from the Pure Land and is possessed by this young man. I don't have much time, listen to me. Gangshou, the fourth Hokage, has already told me that he used the technique of sealing the 9 tails inside his son's body with a corpse and ghost, but I feel that the current Naruto cannot control the power of the 9 tails inside his body. Qian Shou Zhu Jian said hoarsely. Bang! Gangshou's eyes flickered, and the fact that the 9 tails were sealed inside Naruto's body was considered an open secret. However, the technique of sealing the dead and ghosts was absolutely forbidden in Kiba. Apart from the 3 generations, even Zilai and Orochimaru were unaware of it. I can know that this secret technique was also revealed to me by my second uncle. Is Grandpa's soul really possessed by Xiao Yun? My granddaughter, I know what happened tonight is very strange, but for the future of Kiba, please believe me. I can't stay in this world for too long. Next, you should listen to me carefully. The reason why I chose this young man to inherit my power is because his wood attribute talent is unparalleled throughout history, and I even feel inferior to my grandfather. If he can grow up smoothly, he will definitely be able to transform his grandfather's imperfect top Buddha and true countless thousand hands into a state of transformation. When the time comes, not to mention a 9-tailed beast, just a tailed beast will not be his opponent. By the way, the necklace you're wearing on your chest was still a gift from your 5th birthday. I didn't expect you to wear it even after so many years. As soon as Xiao Yun finished speaking, he reached out to touch the necklace on Gang Shou's chest. Of course, his hand was slightly off-center. Suddenly, Gangshou burst into tears. The 2 moves of Top Buddha Transformation and True Number 1000 Hands are my grandfather's unique skills, and I don't even know about the 3 generations of Fire Shadow Ape Flying Sun Slash. Moreover, he also knows the origin of his necklace, and he has never told anyone about it. If Gangshou had any doubts just now, she had already confirmed that her grandfather's soul was indeed possessed by Xiao Yun. Wow, Grandpa, you're really Grandpa. I miss you so much, woo-woo. Gangshou threw himself into Xiao Yun's arms. It smells so good. So soft. How big. After being shrouded in circles for a while, Xiao Yun's face showed an imperceptible mischievous smile. Good child, don't cry, continue listening to me. Xiao Yun gently touched the delicate hair of Gang Shou. Grandpa, you say it. Gangshou wiped away his tears and kept sobbing at the corner of his mouth. Child, time is running out, Grandpa will make a long story short. Listen up, after Grandpa's soul leaves this young man's body, it will leave a ghostly fire in his body. He will have a persistent high fever, disoriented consciousness, and strange behavior. If not resolved in time, it can cause severe damage to his muscles and veins, and in severe cases, he may explode and die. How can we resolve it? Gangshou looked at his grandfather in confusion. The way to resolve it is also very simple. You just need to have sex with him and use your unique Baihaozin attribute chakra to resolve this ghostly fire. I know it's a bit difficult for you, but for the sake of I can only do you wrong. Xiao Yun looked at Gang Shou with a serious expression on his face. Grandpa, you. Upon hearing this, Gangshou's face instantly turned crimson and he looked incredibly beautiful. Gangshou, actually Grandpa already knows that you have his flesh and blood, even though it was an accident. My time is up, Sayula, my granddaughter. After speaking, Xiao Yun's face was filled with reluctance and he waved to Gangshou. Grandpa, have you met Duan in that world yet? I met you. He asked me to tell you that the biggest regret in his life is not having a child with you. Now that someone has completed something unfinished for him, he is very happy and wishes you all happiness. Oh, Sayula. After speaking, Xiao Yun's body softened and collapsed straight down. At this moment, a light rain began to fall in the sky, and tears mixed with rain flowed down Gangshou's beautiful face. He murmured to himself, I'm sorry, Duan. Let's meet again in the next life. After speaking, Xiao Yun, who was unconscious, jumped and disappeared into the rain. Woodleaf living area in Xiao Yun's dormitory. Xiao Yun was carried back by Gang Shou and thrown onto the bed. 48 degrees. Master Gangshou, Xiao Yun is so hot. What should I do? Mute carefully looked at the thermometer in her hand. Gangshou silently looked at Xiao Yun on the bed, and saw that he was now flushed all over, his mouth babbling and not knowing what to say, and his limbs were constantly pulling. What Gangshou didn't know was that all of this was fabricated by Xiao Yun. Just now, while absorbing the wood attribute chakra, the other 4 attributes of chakra absorbed a throw. Among them, the fire attribute chakra has the most, although the total amount is less than 1,000 compared to the wood attribute chakra, it is still more than enough to make oneself look provocative. Mute, you go back and rest first. For a long time, Gangshou finally made up his mind, and his beautiful face turned crimson. But Lord Gungute, you are still pregnant and not suitable for sexual intercourse. Silent quickly stepped forward to stop. Grandma, do you need to talk too much? I haven't counted my children, have I? Lying in bed, Xiao Yun greeted the ancestors of this despicable electric light bulb for 18 generations. So what do you say to do? Gangshou asked in reverse. I am incompetent, if I know the art of the 100 heroes. Silence suddenly realized that she had made a mistake and quickly knelt down in fear. Forget it, you go and bring me 2 clothes to change. By the way, bring another set of clothes for Xiao Yun. Chapter 4. Xiaren Class. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking at the pure white and jade-like hands, Xiao Yun couldn't help but marvel. Although he had seen them before, observing them again still made his blood boil. He meows. Xiao Yun couldn't help but chuckle and muttered to himself, I'm really a genius. Oscar really needs me by a little golden man. Come on. It's time to charge. As soon as Xiao Yun finished speaking, he eagerly arched his mouth and leaned his head over. At this moment, Gangshou suddenly opened his eyes and stared fixedly at Xiao Yun. It's over. It's exposed. Pop 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 pop. Coming from the west, Gangshou, listen to my sophistry. Listen to my explanation. Gangshou suddenly gently pressed his left hand against Xiao Yun's forehead and made a silent gesture with his right hand. Bang! With a relaxed flick of his hand, Xiao Yun let out a scream and flew straight out, crashing into the wall. Gang Shou angrily jumped up and walked toward Xiao Yun, rubbing his fists and palms together. Gang Shou, calm down, you're still pregnant. Xiao Yun was afraid, this is really stealing a chicken that won't erode the rice. Calm down, you're numb. My mother wants you to pretend and make you want to have ulterior motives towards me. Gang Shou swung his arm and pounded Xiao Yun fiercely. My medical room, who are the patient's family members? A wooden leaf medical ninja wearing a white coat walked out with a report form in hand. Me. Doctor, how is Xiao Yun doing? Mute walked over. I have 8 broken ribs, a comminuted fracture of my left arm, major arterial bleeding, and a ruptured lung lobe. You can go and pay for it. The medical ninja finished speaking and left. Silently standing still, last night was just a fever. Can a fever make a person feel like this? Lord Gang Shou, what's wrong with Xiao Yun? Silent looked at Gang Shou in confusion. It was obvious that the injury was caused by someone beating him. Only Gang Shou has been with him since yesterday. This bastard. Forget it, you go pay the money. Gang left the hospital gasping for breath. 5 days later, Xiao Yun still lay in bed with bandages all over his body, like a mummy, his face occasionally showing a look of pain. In fact, just yesterday, he had fully recovered. All of this can be attributed to Mudun Chakra. It's really amazing. Deadly hands are the most poisonous to women's hearts. The ancients never deceived me. Sooner or later, labor and management will push you to cry and cry, making you cry and cry. Xiao Yun said fiercely. What are you talking about? A cold voice sounded from Xiao Yun's side, and Gang Hand arrived at his side at some unknown time. Nothing. Nothing, Xiao Yun was scared to death. Tomorrow, you go to the ninja training class for me. Remember that you only have 1 year to promote me to ninja. If you don't complete it, I will castrate you to avoid harming others. I can't get out of bed. Are you pretending to be an old lady again? Believe it or not, I'll make you never get up in bed. Xiao Yun. Asterisk at times my village ninja training room. Hello everyone, please give the warmest applause to welcome the new student. Xiao Yun. Pop 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 pop. Thunderous applause erupted. Xiao Yun slowly walked into the classroom and saw the students inside, instantly drawing a black line. A unique elementary school student. Although I look relatively young, I still look like a college student no matter what. Thinking that he would be in the same class as a group of elementary school students from today on, Xiao Yun couldn't help but feel a surge of horses in his heart. Alika died by slaughtering billions of horses. Please take good care of me when we first meet. My name is Xiao Yun, and everyone can call me Xiao Sang. Xiao Yun bent down and bowed at a 90-degree angle, following the standard etiquette of the Grand Minister. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Wow, Ziba diarrhea. Xiao Sang is so handsome. Wow, Xiao Sang's blue hair is so flowing. Chunai Sakura, Sasuke will give it to you. Xiao Sang is mine now. Xiao Yun gave a faint smile. A group of little brats, who were handsome and understood the truth. When it comes to being handsome, the person he admires the most in his life is the Blue Star Internet article codenamed Migrant Worker with the pen name Hao Gu, the first handsome blue star. He is truly amazing, and he kills both men and women. At this moment, Xiao Yun was not in the mood to listen to these little girls praising him. He must become a ninja within a year, otherwise he would still be unable to escape the fate of becoming Xiao Gonggang. Irakaci, where is my position? Xiao Yun politely looked at the ninja in front of her, who was about her age. Xiao Sang, your position is in the middle of the back. As soon as Irika said this, the girls in the classroom suddenly sighed. Xiao Yun walked quickly to the end and sat down, only to see two people sitting in two sections of the last row of seats, a blond boy sleeping soundly, the other one looked out the window with a gloomy expression on his face, dressed in the attire of the Uchiha clan. Their names are on the verge of being revealed, including the two pillars of Uchiha and the whirlpool Naruto of the Crown Prince. I didn't expect to be in the same class as the male lead and male lead in Naruto. Dear students, today we will learn how to use chakra. After pausing for a moment, Irika looked at all the students in the class and said, before that, I want to ask everyone, what is chakra? I know, Teacher Irika. A handsome girl with pink hair raised her hand high. I also know, the girl's seat also raised her hand at the same time. Irika smiled and looked at one of them, saying, Ino, you answer. Chakra refers to the power generated by the perfect fusion of energy from various parts controlled by the human body. It is a source of energy for performing ninjutsu, hallucinations, body spells, and enhancing combat strength. Well, that's a great answer. Is there anyone else to add? Irika asked. Teacher, I'm here, Xiaoying argued and said. Irika smiled and nodded in agreement. In one sentence, chakra is the energy body within our body. In nature, there are 7 types. Fire, wind, thunder, earth, water, yang, and yin. When the 2 chakra properties change and are mixed together, a new escape technique is produced, called the blood inheritance limit. For example, wind plus water equals ice, earth plus water equals wood. Usually, only a very small number of ninjas can develop this new escape technique themselves, such as pacifying chaotic times and creating wooden leaves. The first generation of Hokage adults were born with the wooden attribute of chakra. Xiaoying spoke eloquently. Sakura answered very well, please sit down. Irika smiled satisfactorily. Upon hearing this, Sakura proudly glanced at her desk mate Ino. You're so proud. Smash the little watch. Ino murmured softly. You are the one who smashed the little watch, your whole family is a little watch smashed. Chunai Sakura immediately fought back. Haruno Sakura, it's class time now. I won't argue with you. There's a way to wait for me at the door after school and see if I don't tear your mouth apart. Inoue looked fiercely at Sakura. I would be afraid of you. Who wouldn't come? Her granddaughter. After speaking, both of them turned around in anger, neither looking at the other. Inoue and Sakura both said very well. So, next, we will conduct the chakra detection section. Students who shout their names, please come to my side. After speaking, Irika pulled out a device similar to an iPad. Chapter 5. Chakra Detection. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the classroom Irika said to the students in the class with a detector, classmates, what I am holding in my hand is a chakra detector, which can detect the chakra properties and purity of each student. The chakra detector can not only detect the chakra attributes of students, but also the purity of chakras. The higher the chakra purity of students, the more times the detector emits sound, with a maximum limit of 9 sounds. Students who make 1 to 3 sounds from the detector can receive guidance from Nakano. Those who make 4 to 5 sounds can receive guidance from the upper ninja. Those who make 6 to 8 sounds can receive guidance from elite ninja. Irika explained while his classmates were absorbing chakra. At this moment, a black-haired boy stood up and looked at Irika with a cold expression, saying, what if the detector makes 9 sounds? Well, Sasuke, so far, there hasn't been a genius in Konoha who can make the chakra detector make 9 sounds. However, if such a genius appears, according to regulations, he will be crowned Konoha's first genius and personally guided by Hokage. Irika smiled at Sasuke. Xiao Yun was surprised in his heart. He didn't expect Muyi to have this kind of thing. He didn't remember this scene when he used to read Hokage comics. I don't know how many times I can make this detector sound, after all, I am a man who has awakened the chakra evolutionary system. It's obvious that I went from Zimakanani to that one in a million genius. At this moment, an extremely arrogant voice rang out beside Xiao Yun, and a young man with blonde hair and blue eyes stood up, Naruto Vortex. Everyone turned around and looked at the confident young man in silence, then let out a thunderous burst of laughter. The tale of a crane that has been around for thousands of years, where did confidence come from? Humph. A sand sculpture likes to attract people's attention in this way. If I were him, let's consider what to do if there's no sound, right? I heard that he likes to eat Yao Lamian noodles, so it's better to open a Lamian noodles restaurant for him. Quiet. Irika frowned slightly, with a hint of anger on her face. These classmates are really, they don't know what mutual love is. As soon as these words were spoken, all the classmates were so frightened that they immediately shut up. Xiao Yun couldn't help but sigh. It seems that the authority of the class teacher is unquestionable in any world. Now let's start checking the karate detection. The students who shout their names come to the podium. The first student, Ding Chuan from Steel Plate, please come to the podium. Hi. A chubby young man hobbled over with a small step and placed his hand on the detector. For a long time, the detector finally had a response, and a flicker of fiery red light flashed on the screen, emitting a clicking sound. Steel Plate Ding Chuan Jun, Fire Attribute Chakra, detector makes a sound, first. Class Purity Chakra, Steel Plate Ding Chuan returned to his seat with a disappointed expression on his face, and it was considered good luck that he could endure such a talent in his lifetime. Next, Meichuan Naiku, Cha-Cha Meichuan Naiku, Water Attribute Chakra, 2 beeps, second level Purity Chakra, Meichuan Naiku is overjoyed. With a second level purity of chakra, as long as you practice well, you can still be confident in enduring it. Next Lev Takamatsu, Cha Zwa Jiaomurateng, Miscellaneous Attribute Chakra, with a sound, does not have the ninja cultivation qualification. Could you please close the door of the classroom from outside? While the young man burst into tears on the spot, covering his face and shouting, Kasang, as if he were running away from the classroom. Time passes by minute by second, Irika's originally hopeful face gradually showed a strong expression of disappointment, with only one person making 3 sounds. Is it another wave of joy? Irikasei, it's my turn. Sakura whispered a reminder to Irika. Come on. Cha. 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 5 tones. Surprisingly, there were 5 sounds. There was an instant uproar in the classroom, and it was unexpected that this unattractive girl possessed such high talent. Everyone couldn't help but look envious. Irika looked incredulously at the cherry blossom in front of her, which had both water and wind attributes. Although not a top talent, it can still be considered a good seedling. Chunai Cherry, with a purity of 5 levels of water breeze and attribute chakra, you are very good. Go back to your seat. Irika cast a approving gaze. Alright, Erika, I'll do it. Take it. Chunai Sakura smiled like a flower, and a corner of her eye provocatively glanced at Inoue. Ino sneered and pointed to his own chest, then to Haruno Sakura's chest. He whispered, Airport. Xiaoying was extremely angry and said, Wait for me, I will definitely find the legendary Lord Gungate, one of the 3 ninjas, and ask her how to grow bigger. Next Uchiha Sasuke. Irika's face showed a long-lost smile. No matter what, there was finally a decent sign. The young man walked slowly to the podium. Cha. 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 7 sounds. 7 full sounds, and it's a thunder attribute chakra. Wow. Everyone was amazed, and Irika rubbed his eyes. He couldn't believe the detector panel. Was this attribute too exaggerated? You should know that the 3rd generation of Thunder Shadow in the Kingdom of Thunder was only a 7th level pure thunder attribute chakra. The heavens bless my wooden leaves. Irika's eyes flickered with excitement. Since the departure of Mitsuru Kiba and the death of the 4th Hokage, there have been few geniuses who can handle it. The appearance of Sasuke is simply great news for Kiba. Wow, Sasuke Jun is really a genius. Handsome, strong, and with the blood inheritance limit. Oh my goodness, why do you have to do anything good alone? Can't you give me a little? Hey. Mei Bian Zijuan, just be content. No matter what, you can be considered a natural talent. At a young age of only 18 centimeters, I am called Beitsue. Sasuke, I want to have a monkey with you. Little brat. When were you only a few years old and thought about having a child? You still have to call your mother for this. Amidst the envy of everyone, Sasuke returned to his seat expressionless, with a childish face that showed vicissitudes that did not match his age. Finally it's my turn. Konoha Seiko Vortex Naruto Ginseng. Naruto had not yet waited for Iruka to call out his name when he rushed forward with a swift step, frantically placing his hand on the chakra detector. For a long time, Naruto Vortex widened his eyes and looked at the detector eagerly. 5 minutes later, the detector still hasn't made any sound. Deceptive. How could you be so wealthy? Report to teacher Iruka, this thing is broken. Naruto held a chakra detector and looked confidently at Iruka. Naruto Vortex, Chakra. Sigh, Naruto, you go back to your seat. Iruka sighed, and according to regulations, Naruto is leaving the ninja training class now, but he is still the son of the 4th generation. Forget it. Ha ha ha. Everyone burst into laughter, and a few of them were about to start mocking Naruto, but when they saw the stern gaze of teacher Iruka, they immediately closed their mouths. Xiao Yun looked at Naruto in confusion. No, Naruto had 9 tails sealed inside his body. How could this be? Okay, that's all for today's chakra detection. Class is over. At this moment, Iruka announced the end of class. Teacher Iruka, I haven't taken the test yet. Xiao Yun stood up. Oh, Xiao Sang, I almost forgot about you. Iruka awkwardly scratched her head. In fact, it's not the fault of Iruka. The reason why Xiao Yun was able to enter the ninja training class was completely through the back door of Gungate. After many ninjas have sacrificed their lives for the village officials usually give them a ninja allowance and receive a share of the public's food and salaries to take care of their families. The situation in front of Xiao Yun is probably like this. Allowing them to participate in the chakra exploration is just a formality to avoid falling into reality. Okay, come on. Iruka quietly set the chakra detector to 2 gears, and no matter how spicy Xiao Yun's talent is, he will obtain a 2nd-level purity chakra identification result. Chapter 6. The First Genius of Kiba. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiao Yun smiled and walked towards the podium, placing his hand on the detector. A huge sound rang out, causing everyone's heads in the classroom to buzz. If someone else's voice was 10 decibels, Xiao Yun's voice would be 100 decibels. Iruka couldn't help but frown. What's going on? Before he could react, there was another loud noise coming out, boom. The sound of metal rubbing against the glass made everyone's goosebumps prick, and the sound was clearly louder and more piercing than the first time. Iruka's eyebrows furrowed even tighter. It shouldn't be. The sound emitted by the chakra detector should be clear and pleasant. Why is this sound so unpleasant? However, Xiao Yun should have stopped here. The 2 sounds he made were intentionally released by himself. At this moment, the panel of the chakra detector showed a faint green color, followed by 2 more clicks, each louder than the last. Wow! It's actually a wooden chakra. And it's a 5th-level purity. This Xiao Yun is really amazing. Wood attribute chakra, it's been years since the rare chakra attribute appeared in the leaves of wood. As everyone spoke to each other, their expression towards Xiao Yun also became jealous. Such a talent could be accepted as an apprentice by the elite. Irika's eyebrows were almost furrowed, and her eyes were fixed on Xiao Yun. It was unexpected that Xiao Yun was actually a 5th level pure wood attribute chakra. What does wooden chakra mean? Anyone with a little bit of common sense knows that it represents the person's complete ability to learn the wooden ninja technique between the ninja god Qianshuzu. Although it cannot reach the height between Qianshuzu, it is definitely great news for Kiba. Is that all for now? After waiting for dozens of seconds, the chakra detector didn't even think about it. Irika excitedly walked up to Xiao Yun and said, "Xiao Yun, the 5th level pure wood attribute chakra, Cha." The Irika words were not yet finished when they were interrupted by a loud noise. Wow! In the classroom, a group of students couldn't help but marvel. Irika rubbed her eyes hard, hallucinating. It must be an illusion. What is the concept of 6th level purity wood attribute chakra? Qianshou Zhujian was originally just a 7th level pure wood attribute chakra. Is this person's wood dun talent about to catch up with the ninja god? Irika shook his head and then stared fixedly at Xiao Yun, muttering to himself, I can't see any outstanding or extraordinary things in this person. Is it because my eyesight is blind? Cha. 7 sounds. A loud voice echoed in the classroom, and the chakra detector had already emitted a hint of white smoke. This is comparable to the talent of Mu done among the 1,000-handed pillars. Irika was confused, this is the blessing of heaven on my wooden leaf. Tears flickered in her cloudy eyes, and her body couldn't stop trembling. In the classroom at the same time, many senior executives in Kiba are also alarmed because the selection of new students for each term is a major concern for Kiba executives, who usually follow through video connections. Huoying office, Xiao, quickly bring this Xiao Yun to me. Forget it, let me go in person. An old man wearing a Hokage straw hat dropped his pipe in his hand. Shadows, Lord Xinyan, make sure to bring this person to the dark side and let me personally train him. A man, blindfolded and covered in bandages, said coldly. Hinata clan, Hinata Tianin, no matter what method you use, you must lure this person to our Hinata clan. Forget it, let your sister Hinata Yume go, after all, no man will refuse a woman with a great heart. By the way, remember to bring your sister along, one pure and one sexy. Forget it, bring all the women from the Hinata clan over. Give him whoever he likes, remember, even those who are married must go. Your Majesty is wise. Ninja Training Class Cha. The chakra detector made another earth-shattering sound, everyone is already numb. If there had been a hint of jealousy towards Xiao Yun before, now it is a complete admiration. Human nature is so strange. When others are a little better than you, you will be crazily jealous of them. When they are a billion times better than you, you will unconsciously admire them. 8th level purity would attribute chakra, which is even more hanging than 1,000 handlebars. Of course, there was someone in the classroom with a look of immense jealousy, Uchiha Sasuke. After all, he is also an unparalleled genius and has the right to envy Xiao Yun. Zila. At this moment, the chakra detector finally emitted a strong burst of white smoke, which then ignited on its own. Ward Maya, can't even the chakra detector detect his talent? Isn't the 8th level pure wood attribute talent his ultimate goal? What kind of monster is this guy? Teacher Irika, look, I just said this thing is broken. How could he be a level 8 talent? Will burn. Shocked, Naruto jumped up and pointed at Xiao Yun, shouting loudly. 9494, I think this chakra detector must have collapsed. Sasuke, who had remained calm all along, stood up and agreed. Irika thought for a moment, not to mention, it's really possible, after all, a level 8 pure would attribute chakra talent is rare to see for thousands of years. Fortunately, I have a spare chakra detector. Sasuke, Naruto, come and test it again. After speaking, Irika walked up to Sasuke with the detector in hand. Cha 6 consecutive sounds, level 6 purity thunder attribute chakra. Let me try again. Naruto ran eagerly to Iruka and grabbed the detector. 1 minute has passed, 2 minutes have passed, 3 minutes have passed. Ba Jie Yalu, teacher Iruka, it's another bad one. Naruto widened his eyes and angrily pointed at the detector, saying. Iruka smiled slightly and ignored Naruto, picking up the detector and walking to Xiao Yun. Xiao Sang, could you please test it again? 8 consecutive sounds, still the same as before, one after another, but this time the chakra detector did not explode. 8-level purity would attribute chakra. That's right. God bless the leaves of wood. Iruka excitedly grabbed Xiao Yun's hand and said to the crowd, Xiao Yun, 8th level pure would attribute talent. Sorry, teacher, I'm not finished yet. Xiao Yun interrupted Iruka. Cha. The chakra detector made another loud noise. 9 tones. Surprisingly, it's the 9th tone. A group of people were completely petrified, especially Iruka. Today, I am really lucky to witness the birth of a super genius. What does 9 sounds mean? To be honest, I don't know what 9 tones mean, because to this day, no one in the ninja world has such talent. I, 8 Flying Sun / hereby solemnly announce under the name of Huoying that Xiao Yun is my first genius in the field of Konoha, and his status is equivalent to that of Konoha's second leader. Just as everyone was confused, an old man wearing a Hokage straw hat walked in. Chapter 7. Competition among all parties. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. As soon as the third-generation Hokage made this statement, the classroom suddenly exploded. Oh, the holy son of the wood leaf. For many years, this title has been empty, to the extent that many people have forgotten the titles of Kiba and the holy son. Once he becomes the holy son of Konoha, all cultivation resources will be given priority to Xiao Yun, Chakra Ling Stone, various top-secret ninjas, the best teacher, and powerful ninja tools, among others. Everyone is nothing but envy. Xiao Yun, starting from today, your cultivation will be personally guided by me. I hope you can practice well and contribute your own strength to the development of Muyi in the future. Sandai Huoying looked at Xiao Yun with a smile. Lord Huoying's affairs are busy, so I think it would be more appropriate to entrust the cultivation of the Holy Sun to the Dark Ministry. A cold voice came from behind the crowd, and they turned around to see a man with his left eye covered and bandaged all over, leaning on a cane, in front of them. Behind him were 4 masked ninjas. The leader of the dark side. Jitsuan Tuanzang. It would be more appropriate to hand over such a good seedling to the strongest Hinata clan of Kiba for training. At this moment, the leader of the Hinata clan, Hinata, also rushed over, and behind him were all women from the Hinata clan. Looking around, they were all unique beauties, especially the woman in charge. On a peerless face, there is a combination of aloofness and charm. With an aging physique and an exaggerated size that is no less than that of Gangshou, one cannot help but envy the creator's favor. Xiao Yun was confused. In the past, when he was at Blue Star, he was a cute little person with extremely low presence no matter where he was. In the company, if he didn't appear for a week, the leader wouldn't even notice. Among the many brothers and sisters in the family, even if they are dead, their parents can howl at most twice. Then the one who should play mahjong, and the one who should dance square dance should dance square dance. It's a bit uncomfortable to suddenly become a focal point, but then again, it feels really good. No wonder everyone is competing to become the center of attention. Tuanzang and Rizu, Xiao Yun's talent is unparalleled in ancient and modern times. His cultivation is crucial for Muyi. I apologize that I cannot promise you this. I will personally guide his cultivation. Ape Flying Sun / waved his hand and gave a glance to Kakashi beside him, wanting to take him away. Third generation, forgive me for being blunt, you are not qualified to guide the Divine Sun. Tuanzang glared at Kakashi, his momentum skyrocketing. Everyone was like an ice cellar, and the temperature of the surrounding air had dropped by a few degrees. Kakashi was even more frightened and froze in place. So strong. Has this guy's strength improved again? Ape Flying Sun stared at Jitsuan Tuanzang with his eyes fixed on him, muttering to himself. Tuanzang, what do you mean by saying that I am not qualified to teach Xiao Yun? Are you doubting my strength? The Monkey Flying Sun also erupted with a powerful momentum, steadily suppressing Tuanzang. Humph. Of course I don't doubt the strength of Lord Hokage. Tuanzai sneered and put away his momentum, then said, have you forgotten the 3 good disciples you taught? Orochimaru betrayed Muba, and Gangshou was addicted to gambling. Since then, his whereabouts have been uncertain. I'm afraid you will lead the Divine Sun astray again, which would be a huge loss for Muba. Lord Tuanzang's words are reasonable, while Lord Huoying's strength is important, the cultivation of character is also crucial. You can hear that cultivating virtue without talent is essential, and it is absolutely not necessary to use talent without virtue. I think it's better to hand over the Holy Sun to me. With the strength of my Hinata clan, I will definitely cultivate another 1,000-handed pillar for Kiba. Moreover, there are many women in my Hinata clan, and they are excellent enough. In addition to the training of the Divine Sun, I will work overtime. The big Divine Sun will give birth to the little Holy Sun, and the little Holy Sun will give birth to the little Holy Sun. Isn't it wonderful? As soon as Hinata said this, everyone was shocked. Is this using the Divine Sun as a stallion? This is great. This is great. Xiao Yun instinctively gave a thumbs up. How numb. A deafening roar came, and a humanoid shell leapt up and punched Xiao Yun in the face. Xiao Yun flew out like a kite with a broken string. Gangshou. Everyone was stunned, and upon closer inspection, a familiar figure appeared in their sight. Gangshou Ji, don't be reckless. Ape Flying Sun looked at the enraged Gangshou for no apparent reason. Huoying, take a look at the good disciples you have taught. Tuanzang looked at Gangshou with dissatisfaction. Gangshou Ji, what are you doing? You broke the sun-in law of my Hinata clan, and I won't spare you. Hinata Yume, go and see how Xiao Yun is doing. As soon as Hinata finished speaking, the stunning woman behind her rushed up and helped up Xiao Yun, who was still in a daze. I just can't bear to see a genius with such talent think about the dirty things in the gentle countryside. Gangshou looked at Xiao Yun with anger. Everyone is speechless, which rule states that a peerless genius cannot think of women. Lord Gangshou, even if you can't stand Xiao Yun, you can't hit him. He didn't offend you. Hinata Yume hugged Xiao Yun and forcefully pinched the person holding him. Little girl, what's your business if I hit him? I'll hit him if I'm happy. Gangshou couldn't help but feel angry when he remembered Xiao Yun's handsome appearance just now. You. It's in vain that I used to idolize you. I didn't expect you to be such a rude person, humph. Hinata Yume's face turned red and white with anger, and her white eyes glared fiercely at Tsunade. What are you doing staring at me? Others are afraid of your Hinata clan, but I'm not afraid. Mia ah, Mia ah, Mia ah. In the classroom, it seemed like 2 ewes were barking, and Xiao Yun was also awakened. That's enough. The Monkey Flying Sun let out a roaring roar, exuding a strong aura, and the 2 women finally stopped. Humph. Humph. The 2 women turned their heads, neither looking at the other. I think it's better for Xiao Yun to decide who to cultivate with himself. After thinking for a while, Monkey Flying Sun slowly said. Xiao Yun is a rare genius that can be seen for thousands of years, but it would be a bit uneconomical to offend other forces for him. After all, Muyi is in a troubled autumn now. Anyway, this kind of genius just needs to stay in Kiba. Whoever guides him in his cultivation. They are just fighting to increase the strength and voice of their faction. If you can't guide yourself, it's best to assign Xiao Yun to the Hinata clan. After all, the dark side of Tuanzai is too dark. If people stay for a long time, good people can become bad people, and bad people can become abnormal. Moreover, what Hinata said is also reasonable. Xiao Yun's powerful talent really needs to be passed down. There are enough and excellent women in the Hinata clan. Xiao Sang, where do you want to practice? The monkey flying sun beheaded and looked kindly at Xiao Yun. Xiao Sang, we have many top-secret forbidden techniques in our dark department. Xiao Sang, there are many beautiful women in our Hinata clan. Xiao Sang, we have many powerful ninjas in the dark who are proficient in ninjutsu. Xiao Sang, our Hinata clan has many powerful beauties. Xiao Sang. Hinata, do you Hinata clan lack men? If you lack men, tell me, I will send all the young and old men in the dark to work overtime. Tuanzang, if they have a talent like Xiao Yun, you can let them come over. Xiao Sang, the flower girl of the Hinata clan is very good. Xiao Yun was conflicted, it seemed that the focus was not so easy to deal with. Whoever he chose would offend people. Xiao Yun, you should follow me to cultivate. Suddenly, a voice came from behind everyone. Chapter 8. The Origin of 8 Gates of Dunjia. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The sudden emergence of the 9th level saint made Mu Yi explode, and the competition for him gradually heated up. Even second-rate families such as the Yunu clan, the Shanzhong clan, the Chiodao clan, and the Inazuka clan have joined the competition. After all, whoever incorporates the divine sun into their own power will greatly elevate their family's position in the wooden leaf. Who should I choose? How difficult. Xiao Yun furrowed his brows tightly. How about following his own inner thoughts and heading to the Hinata clan to sow cattle, spreading the branches and leaves of the wood leaves, and creating more little divine offspring? But as soon as my gaze turned to the Hinata clan, a deep chill swept through my body, and I saw Gang Shou staring at me fiercely, as if warning me not to go to the Hinata clan. Your grandmothers. Just let the labor and management touch me once and then I won't give them any more. Do you know how I came here this month? Don't let me choose. I prefer it. I want to bid farewell to Miss Wu. I don't want a map printed inside every day when I wake up. I want many, many flower girls. I choose a day. Wait, Xiao Yun, you must follow me to cultivate the 8 gates of Dunjia in order to fully unleash your talents. Just as Xiao Yun was about to choose the Hinata clan, a watermelon-headed man, dressed in a green tight-fitting suit, jumped into front of everyone. Metki. Xiao Yun immediately recognized the man who almost kicked the ending of the fire shadow. Lord Huoying, Lord Tuanzang, Lord Rizu, all clan leaders, please forgive me for speaking frankly. The Holy Sun must follow me to cultivate the 8 gates of Dunjia in order to unleash his strongest strength. Following others will only waste his talent. Might Kai looked confidently at the crowd. Kai, stop making trouble, Ape Flying Sun / looked dissatisfied at his subordinate. Might Kai, if I remember correctly, you should only know physical skills. The Divine Sun is so talented that you let him practice physical skills with you. Gnome Brain what? Step down. Jitsuan Tuan had a sullen expression on his face. The 9th level Divine Sun was born out of nowhere, and even cats and dogs wanted to take a share of the pie. If it weren't for this guy's usually reckless behavior, I really wanted to take action and teach him a lesson. 94, Might Kai, what do you think? As far as I know, after practicing the 8 dun armors, you must solidify your essence and guard your element. You can't even touch women. Isn't this delaying Mu Yi Xiao Yun's century-long plan to open branches and create small divine suns for Mu Yi? Besides, your physical skills are useless. It's just ridiculous, why don't you step back quickly? Hinata let out a cold snort and looked disdainfully at Might Kai. Wait a moment, everyone. I have a message, please listen carefully. Might Kai turned a blind eye to the displeased gaze of the 3 masters and continued, as we all know, the 8 Gates Dunjia is a powerful ninjutsu developed by my father for ninjas who do not have the talent for ninjutsu cultivation, but that's not the case. Everyone was shocked, especially the slightly older ninjas. They all knew that Metki's father, Metki, had spent 20 years specializing in physical arts and developed a powerful set of physical arts called 8 Gates of Dunjia. In the Second Ninja World War, Maite Dai relied on this physical skill and managed to defeat the 7 members of the Mist Shadow alone, which was truly incredible. His son Maikai is even more impressive than his father in terms of physical fitness. With his exceptional martial arts skills, he has become an elite ninja, which is truly admirable. But as the saying goes, everything is inferior, only ninjutsu is high. No matter how superb Maitkai's physical skills are, he cannot entrust you with a wooden talent that is even more talented than the first Hokage thousand-handed pillar to bring disaster. In fact, the original name of Ba Men Dunjia was Chaos Tian Dun, which was a secret technique that my father obtained when he fell off a cliff when he was a child from a fairy ant. The fairy ant once said that only people with extreme vitality can cultivate Chaos Tian Dun, while my father only cultivates the first layer of the 9 layers of Chaos Tian Dun. Not only that, cultivators who have practiced Chaos Heavenly Escape can perfectly absorb all factions ninjutsu, and even use special ninjutsu techniques such as blood succession limit and blood succession elimination with ease. And I am certain that Xiao Yun, who possesses the talent of 9th level wooden escape, is the person with the ultimate vitality. Therefore, I plead with everyone, for the sake of Muyi, please hand over Xiao Yun to me for training. After speaking, Maikai knelt down with sincere eyes next to the 3 big shots of Muyi. Everyone was shocked, they didn't expect the Sodot called 8 Gates Dunjia to have such a mysterious origin. Why did Maite Dai say that he created these 8 Gates Dunjia when he met people before? Dare Qing is just bragging. Xiao Yun also looked at Maikai kneeling on the ground with a bewildered expression on his face. He never expected that the Sodot called 8 Gates Dunjia could be called Chaos Tian Dun, a name that resembled the secret script of those masters in cultivation novels. However, on the other hand, I don't want to follow this Maikai to practice. I don't have to hang a few 100 pounds of iron blocks on my legs every day, and I can't even touch women. This kind of strong path, the little black at the village entrance shakes his head when he sees it. I leave so many beautiful women in the Hinata clan behind, following you to fool around and become my champion. Chaos Heavenly Escape. It's actually Chaos Heavenly Escape. The heavens don't betray me, Master. In the dark, are you guiding me? At this moment, an excited and trembling voice rang out in Xiao Yun's mind. System. Is that you? Xiao Yun asked weakly. That's right, it's me. Hey, pick your hair and follow this man named Metki to learn Chaos Tian Dun. The system spoke in a commanding tone. Who are you asking to pick your hair from? You have the ability to stand in front of me. Do you believe that labor and management will knock you out and feed you to eat? Don't learn. Xiao Yun was speechless. His system was respectful to his master, and his own spicy chicken system was indifferent to him. He even spoke disrespectfully and deserved to be beaten. You. Okay, you're not learning, right? Labor and management take away your talents, do you believe it? You take it, if you don't take it, you're just picking up your hair. You. Sigh, forget it, I won't argue with you. I'll just tell you, if you learn Chaos Tian Dun, no one in this world will be your opponent. Even the god of that bullshit ninja in front of you back then is your younger brother. How about that? Do you learn it or not? The system eased the tone. Don't learn, he meows. Didn't you hear the old guys from the Hinata clan say that after learning this martial arts, you need to solidify your essence and guard your yuan? You can't even touch a woman. What's the point of living? Xiao Yun said angrily. Alas! Why did I follow you like this? My first master back then was truly a person of heaven and earth. Not only did he have unparalleled talent from ancient and modern times, but his heart towards the Tao was as strong as a rock. Kid, if you want to stand at the top of the world, you must have no woman in your heart, draw your sword naturally, and the first move of drawing your sword is to first slay your crush. The tone of the system is extremely serious. Fuck you, I'm not learning anyway. Xiao Yun is too lazy to deal with this guy. How do you want to learn? You're just picking your hair. The sound of the system instantly increased by dozens of decibels, sounding a bit like a man cursing the street. I won't learn anything, Xiao Yun said firmly. System. Don't worry, women are not absolutely not allowed to touch, they are just temporarily not allowed to touch. After you open 5 doors, you can touch them any way you want. I beg you, learn it, brother Xiao Yun, uncle Xiao Yun, Xiao Yun's father, grandpa ancestors, can I knock one for you? Alright, can't I learn from you? I'm afraid of you. Xiao Yun really admires this system. In order to learn this chaos heavenly escape, he doesn't even want the bottom line. Is this chaos heavenly escape very strong? Besides, I have such a natural talent, ultimately thanks to the blessings of the system. As a human being, we cannot be as heartless as Gangshou. After successfully conceiving, I will just leave myself as a gunman. I cannot do this. After all, Xiao Yun has a conscience. I choose to follow teacher Meki to cultivate the 8 Dun armors. Xiao Yun said slowly. Chapter 9. Learning 8 Dunjia. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Silence. The classroom, which was chattering just now, was as quiet as death, so quiet that even someone with a louder breathing voice could be heard clearly. Everyone stared at Xiao Yun, completely incredulous that he would make such a choice. That's also good. Whether it's ninjutsu or body art, as long as you practice well, you can become a strong person. Let Xiao Yun practice with Kai. As for the cultivation of ninjutsu, I will make a decision after discussing with Daming. After I finish speaking, who agrees and who opposes. After the monkey flying sun finished speaking, the corner of his mouth slightly raised, revealing a thought-provoking smile. The reason why Sandai Huoying made such a statement is largely because he did not want Xiao Yun to be caught up in meaningless factional disputes within Muyi. Of course, such a genius cannot only cultivate physical skills, which would be a waste. As long as this matter is exposed to the daimyo, I can use the daimyo's name to convene a special meeting of Kiba, and then vote to determine the ultimate ownership of Xiao Yun. In terms of my influence in the daimyo, it is not a problem to smoothly bring Xiao Yun under my command, and no matter which faction, there will be nothing to say. I object. Tuanzang was the first to jump out and looked at the third Hokage with a gloomy expression. Having been dealing with Ape Flying Sun for so many years, this guy pouted his butt and knew he was going to pull it dry, but it was still flurry. You have to say something, the sun rises and falls, and you know the importance of the holy sun's belonging without me saying it. At this point, the team is a bit anxious. If they enter the Daming special meeting, they will definitely not be able to fight for the monkey flying sun. Hinata looked meaningfully at Hokage and then glanced at Tuanzang. After a moment of silence, he said, I think Hokage's plan is actually feasible. After all, the power of the 8 gates Dunjia is also impressive. As for ninjutsu, I will send someone to teach Xiao Yun in the future. However, I have a small request. But it's okay to say so. 8 Flying Sun took over the conversation with lightning speed, not giving Tuanzang a chance to speak up. As long as he gained the support of the Hinata clan, Tuanzang could only give up. That's why Xiao Yun must join our Hinata clan. However, don't worry, Xiao Yun. Our Hinata clan will definitely give you the best flower girl. You can tell me who you like, even if you get married and have children. Hinata slowly spoke up, and in order to give birth to a child with divine talent, Hinata finally put his old face out. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yun was shocked and immediately felt overjoyed. I was free to choose women from the Hinata clan. Married people are also okay. And this good thing. Grandmas. Labor and management like to get married, and if they encounter an unwilling and coquettish young woman again and use it a bit more forcefully, it feels like TSK. However, at this moment, Xiao Yun no longer dared to show any lewd expression, because he always felt the cool breeze blowing behind him, and the coolness was getting stronger. Born in a chaotic era, how can a man be greedy for gentleness in his hometown? With the kindness of Lord Hinata, Xiao understood. Before becoming an unparalleled powerhouse, I was at odds with beauty. Xiao Yun's righteous words rejected Hinata. Okay. With a loud clap, a wave of applause erupted, and everyone's eyes towards Xiao Yun showed immense admiration. I didn't expect that the Holy Sun not only had unparalleled talent from ancient and modern times, but also had such a firm mind. My wooden leaf is about to rise strong again. However, what everyone didn't know was that at this moment, Xiao Yun's heart was already dripping with blood, especially when he saw the beautiful women of the Hinata clan. He really wished he could kneel on the ground and shout loudly, "My father.in.law is up, please accept my son.in.law's bow." And Gangshou couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief, thinking to himself, "You have a conscience. If you dare to agree to Hinata, I will tell you that I am pregnant with your child." Okay. Xiao Yun, I didn't see you wrong. We can put this matter aside for the time being. Once you have achieved something in your studies, we can discuss it further. Hinata nodded with satisfaction. As the saying goes, a strong twist is not sweet. When Xiao Yun becomes stronger in the future, it is not too late to mention this matter again. After all, he has confidence in the women of the Hinata clan. Well, when Xiao Yun becomes powerful, I will personally help him mediate with the Hinata clan. Monkey Flying Sun smiled and said. Just talk nonsense about coal, old man. What kind of coal does Xiao Yun like? Have you asked him? Gangshou let out a roar. Everyone was bewildered, but what was the cause of Gangshou's commotion? Wait a moment, Xiao Yun. I have to remind you that the 8 gates of Dunjia is not so easy to learn. How many elites have been enduring studying for many years without success? You need to consider carefully. Tuanzang saw that the two had reached an agreement, so he had to turn around and look at Xiao Yun. I naturally understand, but the saying goes, everything is inferior, only the body technique is high. All ninjutsu is just a manifestation of the power released from the body, and only the body technique is a return to simplicity. Not to mention those fancy things, I have decided to learn the 8 Dun armors. To be precise, it should be Chaos Heavenly Dun. Xiao Yun said decisively. Okay. Since Xiao Yun said that, then that's the decision. Kai, from today on, the Holy Sun will be entrusted to you. If there is any mistake, raise your head to meet him. Monkey Flying Sun waved his hand, gesturing for Kai to take Xiao Yun away. Obey orders. In Xiao Yun's residence. Xiao Yun, please remember to my mother that starting from today, you should practice well and let me discover that you are lazy. I will kill you. Hi. Although you are already the son of Konoha, your promotion method has not changed. If we cannot fulfill our previous agreement, I will still kill you. Hi. Gang Shou crossed his waist and pointed at Xiao Yun, saying that he looked like a shrew. Hi. I will definitely practice well and live up to the trust of Lord Gangshou. As the saying goes, a hero does not suffer immediate losses. Xiao Yun immediately bowed respectfully and said in his heart, wait for me. When I become stronger, labor and capital will marry 100 women to show you. Huoying Gangshou was amused by Xiao Yun's appearance. How could she, who had been experienced in human affairs, not see that Xiao Yun's words were insincere? Slowly approaching Xiao Yun's side, Gang Hand changed his previous dominance and said gently, Xiao Yun, do you think I'm too cruel to you? Xiao Yun frowned and looked at Gang Shou incredulously. What was going on? How did you suddenly become so gentle? It's strange. No, 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 Lord Gangshou is also good for me. I will definitely practice well, not to disappoint Lord Gangshou's trust, not to disappoint Senior Qianshuzu's trust. Xiao Yun said with a serious expression, all right. Don't show your determination anymore. Gangshou couldn't help but smile, his stunning appearance left Xiao Yun stunned. By the way, no one can tell me that my grandfather once possessed you. Do you understand? By the way, if the elders of the Hinata clan send beautiful women to seduce you, what should you do? Gangshou asked in a serious tone. I will firmly refuse, keep myself clean, and keep my dignity as jade. Xiao Yun immediately replied. Humph, Gang Shou sneered and said, stop pretending. I don't know what your men are thinking. I warn you, if you dare to steal from me behind my back, I will castrate you. But can't I hold it back? How can I deal with it? If I hold it for too long, it's easy to get sick. Xiao Yun said almost instinctively. This is for you. If you can't hold it back, you can solve it yourself. After speaking, Gangshou handed Xiao Yun a book. What is this? Xiao Yun opened the cover in confusion. I'll wipe it. Inside are all sexy photos of Gangshou, one by one revealing and one by one sexy. Wait. What does that mean? Give this book to me to solve on my own. Do I have to trouble Miss Wu? What? Are you still not satisfied enough? Gangshou asked with a stern expression. That's enough. Thank you for the gift of the book, Lord Gangshou. I will definitely give it 3 times a day to repay my future kindness, little brother. Xiao Yun looked at Gang Shou with a speechless expression on his face. Is this Nima done by humans? Alright, it's getting late. Kai is still waiting for you. I'll pack your things for you. You go. Xiao Yun, this is where we train and rest. Kai took Xiao Yun to a deep forest and pointed to the 2 thatched cottages in the open space ahead. Grandmas. I am at least the holy son of Kiba, isn't that too simple? Xiao Yun, look at this place with beautiful mountains and clear waters, flowing springs, and a youthful scent everywhere. This is the cultivation site I carefully selected for you. Are you satisfied? Metki smiled and said. Satisfied. Satisfied. Xiao Yun's face twitched. As long as you're satisfied. Take a good night off and start practicing the first layer of 8 gates done armor of chaos Tiandun tomorrow. Before that, you need to be well aware. The cultivation of the 8 gates Dunjia is very difficult. Although you are the son of the woodleaf god, as your teacher, I will not have any mercy. Metki said seriously. By the way, Teacher Kai, there are 3 thatched huts here, and whose is the other one? Xiao Yun looked at Might Kai in confusion. Kai Sai, take a look at what I caught today. At this moment, a boy with the same watermelon head excitedly ran towards him from a distance. Xiao Yun recognized it at a glance. Lockly. Chapter 10. How many floors can a bag of rice be carried? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The next day before dawn, to be precise, it was 1 o'clock in the morning when Xiao Yun was awakened by Xiao Li, and the day's training began. Xiao Li, are you crazy? It's 1 o'clock now, the dog hasn't even woken up yet. Xiao Yun rubbed his sleepy eyes. Junior brother, if Teacher Kai had seen you on your first day, we would have started training long ago. At this point, Xiao Li has already started warming up for the day's training. Xiao Yun was stunned when he saw Zen push-ups, standing still frog jumps 10 meters away, and spinning in the air at 36,000 degrees. This guy's physical fitness was also excellent. If he were on the Blue Star, he would have won gold medals in Olympic gymnastics and long jump events without any problem. Especially with Xiao Li's final move of crossing the horse and driving stakes at his waist, the speed and strength, if he were to hug a girl. TSK, then he would shout and hit from head to toe. Shaoli, what's this move called? It's too fierce. Xiao Yun's eyes lit up, and a hint of saliva flowed from the corner of his mouth. This move is called Si King Cho, which is one of the basic body-building skills for training waist strength. I don't think it's a big deal. Have you ever seen Caesar use this move to push a pile of holes out of a wooden stake every time? Xiao Li's eyes showed an incomparable admiration. The Sea King worries. This name is quite vivid, and indeed the Sea King is worried when he sees it. Xiao Li, teach me how to do it. Xiao Yun's mouth curved slightly upwards, creating a strange curve. If he had learned this move. He. Xiao Sang, don't worry. At this moment, a voice sounded from behind the two of them. In the darkness, a figure gradually became clear, and Meki walked up to them carrying 3 bags of rice. 2 students full of youthful vitality, are you in a hurry? A new day, youth, burst out. Meki let out a loud shout and then performed an indescribable and awkwardly awkward set of movements. What about the movements? Those who have seen Dragon Ball should know that Fleisa has a Kinuta team under his command, which is similar to the movements they did before their expedition. Long live youth, invincible youth, Xiao Li responded with the same set of actions. Then the two hugged each other and looked at each other excitedly in unison. On a new day, let's do it. Xiao Yun felt a chill as he watched, goosebumps rising all over his body. I rubbed it off, but in the future, I wouldn't want to do this passionate action myself, would I? Kaisai, since junior brother Xiao has arrived, should we make some changes to our youth dance? Xiao Li excitedly said. My disciple who died outside is thoughtful. Let me think carefully, master. Meki looked at Lelik with satisfaction. Don't. Teacher Kai and senior brother Li, just jumped 2 times. Xiao Yun quickly waved his hand to refuse. Might Kai smiled and didn't insist, then said again, Xiao Sang, today you will start training with basic skills. The training project is called, How many floors can you carry a bag of rice? You must be well aware. How many floors can a bag of rice carry? Xiao Yun frowned and said, what kind of ghost is this? How many floors can a bag of rice carry? I never expected to train this today, it's really exciting. Xiao Li's eyes sparkled with excitement. The 3 of them arrived at the bottom of a mountain peak. Under the bright moonlight, Xiao Yun looked around and saw that the peak towered into the clouds, except for some weeds at the roots, which were bare. It looks like a gear standing between heaven and earth. Xiao Yun, today our training program is very simple. Physical limit test. Each person carries a bag of rice to climb the mountain, and 10 meters make up 1 floor, so it's called, How many floors can a bag of rice carry? Meki smiled and said. Is it that simple? Xiao Yun looked at the 2 of them in confusion. Junior brother, don't underestimate this training. The bag of rice we are carrying is not ordinary rice. Xiao Li gave a mysterious smile. What kind of rice is that? The puzzled expression on Xiao Yun's face intensified. This is rice that can damage the human body's chakra. As long as you carry it for more than 3 minutes, the chakra in your body will slowly decompose. Xiao Li, tell junior brother, how many floors can we carry in a bag of rice? Meki said seriously. I can carry a bag of rice on the 3rd floor, and Kaisai can carry a bag of rice on the 5th floor. Many ninjas like Konoha can't even carry a bag of rice on the 2nd floor, but Kaisai, is it appropriate for you to arrange such rigorous training for your junior brother as soon as you come up? Xiao Li looked at Might Kai in confusion. Meki smiled slightly and said, training is starting. 3 people each carried a bag of rice and climbed towards the top of the mountain. Sleeping trough. Is this rice? Why is it so heavy? Xiao Yun felt like he was carrying rice, it was like a bag of iron. And as Meki said, this bag of rice really breaks down the chakra inside the body. You should know that chakra is the source of ninja power. Without chakra, you can only rely on your own physical strength to climb up. And strangely, the gravity field of this mountain peak is significantly larger than other places. And as we move upwards, gravity seems to increase exponentially. Not scientific. Can gravity fields also change? What about Newton? Don't lie down, please come out and explain. At this point, Might Kai had climbed about 20 meters high, and Shaoli had climbed 10 meters. Both of them were sweating profusely. Might Kai turned around and saw that although Xiao Yun and Shaoli were climbing at a similar distance, their faces were calm and relaxed.